Welcome back to Film Crate Media. Today we'll be following the move of Allentown and Auburn RS1 number 57 on its way from Telford to Norristown. East Penn made the first move, taking it from Quakertown to Telford, and now it's up to SEPTA to take it from Telford down to Norristown, where it will be interchanged with Norfolk Southern. The symbol today is SEPTA Extra 51, headed by two pups, 51 and 52, both former Milwaukee Road SW1200s. For nearly 2 decades, 57 sat in Quakertown, but now is on her way to her new home in Topton, Pennsylvania. After splitting the power and putting 51 on the head end and 52 on the rear end for the marker, they're ready to leave Telford. In some sections, this branch used to be 3 tracks wide, but now only houses a single-track main line. Though here in Telford all 3 tracks still exist, only one is still used. At East Reliance Road, the train's coming into Souderton. Souderton first saw the railroad in 1857 when the North Pennsylvania Railroad built their right-of-way through the town. North Pennsylvania Railroad was bought out by the Philadelphia and Reading in 1879, and that in turn became the Reading Railroad's Bethlehem branch. The station as it exists today was built in 1927 by the Reading Railroad. The station saw passenger service up until 1981 when SEPTA discontinued running passenger trains on the Bethlehem branch. On this portion of the Bethlehem branch in Hatfield, the Reading Railroad paralleled the Lehigh Valley Transit right-of-way, which is now the Liberty Bell Trail, named after the Lehigh Valley Transit Liberty Bell trolley service. The telephone pole to the center of the frame, at one point, was one of the poles that supported the LVT catenary. The train took a brief stop in Lansdale for track clearance. Here you'll find the old Philadelphia and Reading train station, Built in 1902 and opened February 7th of 1903. The line was electrified in 1931 and still is run by electric to this day. The time is 12:33 and SEPTA train number 538 is running on time on its way to Doylestown. There are a couple other relics from the Reading days that survive here in Lansdale, one of which is the cantilever signal for the crossing. After 538 departed Lansdale, Extra 51 got clearance down the ex-Reading Stony Creek branch. Our first stop down the Stony Creek is North Wales. We see Extra 51 chasing a couple deer down the tracks. Thankfully, they went across the bridge instead of the busy roadway. The signal at Main Street in Norristown is showing flashing green over red for a couple of passenger trains to come in and out of Norristown ahead of Extra 51. The Extra held at Elm Street for nearly an hour before getting clearance down to CP Island for interchange with Norfolk Southern. Shortly after clearing the crossing, 51 got cut away, and they pulled ahead for 52 to clear the switch. They then had to call Norfolk Southern for track clearance to shove the boxcar and 57 down to CP Island. '57 was built in December of 1948 for the Washington Terminal Company based in Washington, D.C. '57 was retired from Washington Terminal in 1971, when in January it went to the New Hope and Ivyland Railroad. In mid-1974, it went to the Black River and Western Railroad. And in 1995, a gentleman by the name of Carl Hostler bought '57 in a package deal, along with former Pennsylvania Railroad Doodlebug 4666. Carl then leased '57 to the East Penn Railway and moved it to Quakertown in October of 1997. The locomotive last ran in December of 2007 for Santa Trains in Quakertown. Carl was involved with the Allentown and Auburn Railroad from the beginning. He always had intentions of bringing the Doodlebug and 57 to Topton. 4666 arrived in Topton in 2016 and has run on the Allentown and Auburn Railroad several times since then. But 57 needed some work before making the trip to Topton. Unfortunately, Carl passed away in 2022. But now that 57 is on its way home, the end goal is to restore the RS-1 to operable condition. Once delivered to Norfolk Southern, they pulled 52 ahead and coupled back up to 51 and headed back down to where they came from, at Wayne Junction. I look forward to seeing 57's arrival at the Allentown and Auburn Railroad in Topton, but until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time here on Film Crate Media.